What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eyebrow. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15 and 16. So obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15 and 16. It's predominantly going to talk about how Alpha got the victims away from the fair. Does it make sense? Is it a plot hole? I'll talk about that and much more. Overall, I have to say it was very good with the comic connections. It was basically how it went down in the comics with some variants, of course. But Alpha did get into the fair with the green dress, Hilda's hair, and the hat. So she had her disguise and she went in there. But did she have help to get into the fair and get the victims away? And I don't know if that's ever going to be answered, because we don't get that answer in the comic. And why would it happen on the show? Because it doesn't really make sense to go back to find out how it went down. The damage is done. And I guess we could see a flashback of the fair through Ezekiel and Carol's eyes, but I don't think we're going to see any more with Alpha connected with that. But all we saw was Hilda's body. Then we saw Alpha take Hilda's hair, the green dress, and the hat, and then she was in the fair. So how did she get all these people away? Well, she only had to get 7 people away, but that's still a lot. I mean, how did she get them away without a problem? But they did make it a point for some of the people to get away from the person like Henry and Lydia, and I guess that's all it took. But did Alpha have other people with her to help her? We didn't see that, so I'm going with Alpha was alone. And how did she get all 7 people away from the kingdom to wherever this is, or was this inside the kingdom somewhere on the premises? We just don't know exactly, but it's interesting that Alpha did it without a problem. And I'm not hating on the episode by any means. It's just a discussion. I know some people are going to take it, you're being this, you're being that. Relax, it's just a discussion. As for DJ, Alec, and Ozzy, I definitely like the fact that they came to save the day. And to me, that was the best part of the episode. It was a shame that they failed, but Alpha and the Whisperers were going to kill 7, but because of the heroic efforts of DJ, Alec, and Ozzy, they made it 10. In the comics, it was 12, and Tammy Rose is the only one that came from the comic that hit the show, and some people are kind of mad about that. And at the end of the day, it's a show. It's a fictional show. It's a science fiction show, and I have my own problems with the show when stuff doesn't make sense. And yes, it's a zombie show, so not everything will make sense, but some things are like, oh, that's BS. I don't buy into that. But I actually had no problem with this because of how it was done, the comic connections, and I didn't have a really problem with the lineup. And if you think about it, all the big guns and all the main people that really could have caught Alpha were outside of the fair. Besides Tara and Enid and maybe a couple other characters, a lot of people didn't know who Alpha was, especially Ezekiel. And that was the only person we saw Alpha talk to besides Lydia, of course. But when they went out, you saw the backtrack, kind of the flashback to the same part of time at the fair. When Daryl and the group went out to the woods, we saw what happened at the fair. So Alpha might have timed it perfectly, or it just worked out in her favor. And it's a comic storyline, so sometimes the comic writing doesn't translate that well to television and film. But I think the biggest thing that people have a problem with is Tammy Rose, because she had the baby. How did they just get the baby away without making noise or the baby crying or anything there too? Again, I don't think we're going to get this answer. I think it is what it is. The damage is done. Tammy Rose is the only victim from the comic that occurred on the show in this storyline. Again, all it took was a couple brief seconds where Tara was talking to Rachel and Father Gabriel, and then she left. And that's probably when it happened. And that's all it took. And like I said, I'm okay with it. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's a plot hole that's like, well, how could Alpha do this? And I guess it's your perception and how you see it, but I really don't have a problem with it. Like Henry left Lydia to go check out the pipes in the boiler room or whatever it was exactly. But when Henry left and Lydia went to go see the movie, that's all it took. It just took that little brief second. And Henry was injured, so maybe he couldn't defend himself. But he probably would have recognized Alpha for sure, because that Alpha disguise was not the greatest disguise ever. But there was a lot of people at the fair, and a lot of people have the question, how did Alpha do this? I don't think we're going to get that answer personally. But remember, a lot of people went out of the fair. They went out and they talked with Ozzy. They were going back to Hilltop. Daryl, Michonne, Yumiko, and Carol were out and about. And it was just interesting that no one was there to catch Alpha. So it was kind of the perfect crime and the perfect timing by Alpha, which was pretty crazy. And overall, I thought it was good. Now, Season 9, Episode 16 has an interesting synopsis and title, The Storm. In the aftermath of an overwhelming loss, that's clearly the Pikes, the communities must brave a ferocious blizzard. As one group deals with the enemy from within, another is forced to make a life or death decision. So the big question I have here is, who's the group that deals with an enemy from within? And who's the other group that is forced to make a life or death decision? What do you think about that? Is Siddiq the enemy from within? I hope not, because that speech was one of the best parts of the episode, and it would suck if he was actually a traitor and helped Alpha. He was beaten up, so the story checks out. It just doesn't bode well if he was actually lying and actually helped Alpha with this. I hope it's not the case, and I doubt it is, but I just had to bring that up. As for the blizzard is coming. Winter is coming. So winter is finally happening on The Walking Dead. Well, I guess snow. It's been cold before on the show, but we haven't seen snow. And I'm excited. I think you're excited. And from the early trailer that I saw, I'm going to do a whole breakdown of Season 9, Episode 16's trailer, sneak peeks, opening minutes, all that good stuff. Just got to get it together, get some better quality with it. But you can see the snow, the walker walking in the snow, and then I believe Michonne comes over and it's like, ding, takes it out. And I want to see a frozen walker. I want to see a walker, popsicle, and some awesome stuff. So we'll see what goes down, guys. That was only episode 915 with Alpha and the Pikes. But how did Alpha do it? I don't think we're going to get that answer. Maybe they give us a little more answer here and there, but basically they show us who got picked and there was no cliffhanger. So we should all be thankful for that. No more cliffhangers for that for sure. But it basically went down the same way on the show, like in the comics with different people, of course, but you look for people and then we see the Pike lineup and that's the Whisperer border. So that's going to be the dividing line of the Whisperers and the group. But I can't wait to see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. I'm sorry I don't have a definitive answer for this. But again, I don't think we're going to get that. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to become a valued member of the PT channel Walking Dead family, it's easy. Just hit that subscribe button. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories. And as always, tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.